Yo, what's good YouTube? It's your boy Popular Known J. Welcome back to the podcast. Welcome back to the PLJ podcast, the Popular Known J podcast. Today's topic is about gun violence. You guys seen the thumbnail, you guys seen the title and everything, and honestly I'm going to talk about why the government is to blame for gun violence. Point blank, period. The government is to blame. If you don't believe me, watch the video. If you do believe me, great. If you don't, just stay tuned. Very sensitive topic. Pertaining to all the things that's going on in the world, in our country, all these mass shootings. So it's gonna be a very, very sensitive, maybe sentimental topic. I'm gonna give you guys my opinion, my perspective, my thoughts, my comments, all the things that I research upon gun violence, what I have to say about the government. I'm gonna go on into detail, so don't worry about that. If you agree, great. If you don't, let's agree to disagree. If not, then honestly, I don't care. That's really on you. Make sure you guys like, comment down your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel because it will mean the world to me. And without further ado, let's jump straight to the topic. So, gun violence. So first things first, what I have in my research and my point that I have about gun violence, that the government is to blame. Let me tell you why. So the first reason that I have is guns don't kill people. People kill people. Let me repeat that again. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. Because people know what they're doing. No matter how people get guns, no matter if it was illegal process, if a person has a gun, a person knows what they're doing. If they want to go kill if they want to go kill an animal, a person, whatever, out in the woods, out in public, they know what they're doing. There's no reason why, people can say that like guns kill people. If a gun is caught back with a little wire through the middle of the gun and is kept in the closet, that gun is not gonna kill nobody. It has to be operated by a person, by a man. Remember, a gun is a tool, and the main purpose, the main reason of a gun is to, obviously for people is to defend, to shoot, to be able to kill, to protect yourself, and whatever reason why people may use guns, whatever. But it's not to purposely just kill people, go out for fun and kill people. That's just immoral. That's just wrong. Honestly, it's real crazy what people try to justify in whatever they want to say, like like the real reason what a gun should be used for. But either way, that's just my personal opinion, that guns don't kill people. It's people that kill people. I mean, even without a gun, a person could still kill another human. People have guns, people have access to guns. That's just what I have to say, honestly. And another reason that guns are used for is to neutralize. So to protect, to defend, neutralize, to kill. But without a gun, nothing will happen. So technically, guns don't kill nobody unless they're accidentally dropped. Then yeah, they could fire, but most likely either like a human touched it or whatever. You guys understand what I'm trying to say, right? Without a person operating the gun's not gonna do nothing. A person has access to a gun, they can pull the trigger and then it shoots. And if it accidentally hits somebody and they kill them, then that's the person's fault, right? It's not the gun fault. So that's just my point. First point. The second point is I have the government is to blame. Now, I'm going to need you guys to hear me out. The government is to blame for gun violence because the government has they have all the power. They have all the power to construct laws, change laws, fix laws, edit laws. It's a very tough situation, honestly, because in the Second Amendment, behind the freedom of speech, the Second Amendment is the right to bear arms, which means Americans as citizens of the United States, we have every right to own a gun, to do whatever. It's pretty much our right, and nobody can take our right away. In the first 10 amendments, that's the Bill of Rights, and the Second Amendment, it's the right to bear arms, so nobody can take our right away. And that's pretty tough compared to other countries, because other countries may not have amendments and a Bill of Rights, and if they do with guns, it's really tough to say because not a lot of people can access guns like how we do. We literally could just in some states they're required to have a background check or a gun license. If not, you just gotta pass the background check, have the money to buy it, and you're good to go. So it's really easy getting a gun. But yeah, but the government has all the power to make changes, and they don't. You know why? I have government officials, they get greedy, and they don't want to lose their power. Well, they don't want to lose their seat in power. So in order for them to stay up in, you know, Capitol Hill, or they want to stay like at the, you know, the Capitol in DC, and any type of government official office in DC, they don't want to lose their power. Excuse me. So they're not gonna go against the people, because if they go against the people, then the people are gonna literally vote them out. And we're gonna talk about that voting in a few. So just give me a second. Yeah, they don't want to lose their power, so they're just gonna say F it. They're gonna vote within themselves. They're gonna talk within themselves, because remember, there's, you know, with the whole parties, the Republicans and Democrats, they're not really our friends, honestly, because they're only gonna do things that's gonna benefit them. You know, rich people look out for rich people. They don't give a shit about the poor people. That's just the unfortunate truth of the matter. They don't care about, you know, the 1% is gonna care about the 1%, the middle class, the lower class, whatever. So they're technically not gonna look out for us. And if they do, then it's not gonna really affect us in any type of way. And by whatever law, if it do affects us, then I don't really see much of a difference if it do affect us. But yeah, but the government has every right, well, the government has every power to change rules and regulations, policies, procedures, and so on and so forth, but they don't, because they know if they do, then it's not going to look good for them on their end. Additionally, they don't add stricter gun rules and regulations, right? Apparently, they like how shit is, and it took them so many years to finally come to realization that it has so many mass shootings have to happen, just like the Columbine High School that happened in 1999. I mean, that should have been strike one. That should have been the red flag. But no, they want to keep the guns and not have, you know, stricter gun rules, policies, and saying, you know, what could go on a gun and so forth. There are things, I must admit, that they try to do, but apparently there's like loopholes. They always try to leave, I guess they always try to leave a loophole for a person to find, just so they could be able to say, oh, you know, I own an AR, but since it's not, you know, 16 inches long, it should be considered a high caliber, or whatever excuse, whatever reason they use. So it just really depends. It's like I said, it's very sensitive, it's very debatable, controversial about with the whole gun violence conversation. So, you know, just bear with me, take this with a grain of salt. But that's just the truth. That's just my personal opinion. The government is to blame, because again, they have all the power and they don't really change shit. So the third reason is, this one's funny, because I use this for almost a lot of debates, because it's the truth. It's really the truth. But people don't vote. I wish I was in front of millions of people and I was to say to these motherfuckers like, yo, y'all want shit to change, but y'all don't vote. What sense does that make? You have every right, you have every power as an American citizen to fucking vote, but you don't vote. One of my personal philosophies is, if you don't vote, don't complain. Point blank, period. It's like, how the fuck you don't, no, I mean, how the fuck you complain about living and staying in the hood, and you don't vote? How the fuck you expect, you know, crime to go down or your community to get better, but you don't vote? I mean, that's literally like the first step. And a lot of people back in the day, they didn't have a right to vote. Fast forward 2022, nobody still votes. It's like, I mean, it's not giving, you know, like, come on, you have the right to vote and nobody votes. It's just crazy. I mean, I believe, I think his name is Killer Mike. He had a quote that says, you could bully your politicians at the voting booth. If you want somebody out, if you want a politician out, you could bully them at the voting booth. You could vote them out. But nobody votes because everybody thinks voting doesn't count. I mean, that's a whole debatable, controversial debate about voting doesn't count when it comes to the, you know, presidential elections. But there's more elections than just voting for your president. There's, you can vote people for House of Representatives, your mayor, your judge, lawyers. I believe lawyers. I'm not too sure, but you can vote for a lot of people in your community, but people, again, they don't vote. So it's like, apparently, how much shit can you take until you actually go and fucking vote and you can see change? It's like, people don't vote. People are hard-headed. Yeah, so people don't vote is self-explanatory. Like, people simply don't vote. They stay in the same place and not give a fuck about what goes on in the community. I mean, at what point is like, I think people are gonna start taking school shootings seriously until, unfortunately, I hate to say it, and God forbid, because I'm not a drama person, I'm not a violence person, right? But people are gonna start taking shit serious until something happens to their child or somebody that they know and it hits home, and then they be like, damn, now I need to fucking vote. Now I need to actually put my foot forward, put my foot down and put it forward to actually go to the voting booth and actually change, because my son and my daughter, or somebody that I know that has a son and daughter, they're going through shit at school, and they fear when their son or daughter leaves to go to school, they might not come back. That's when they're gonna start taking shit into their own hands. That's when they're gonna start being more serious about voting, because you know, a lot of people are just all talk, just like that quote. What is it? Is with the all bark no bite. It's like, you know, people just talk, like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and they don't end up doing shit. Just like people want change but don't vote. So it's self-explanatory, people don't vote. That's the third point. The fourth reasoning is video games and music influence mass murders. Believe it or not, I was reading upon two theories that I know it's a movie, but also like a video game in some sort. That supposedly a famous musician by the name of Marilyn Manson, he supposedly influenced the 1999 Columbine shooting, and that's not the first, and unfortunately it wasn't the last, because fast forward a couple years later, there were still school shootings. You know, crazy people listening to all these type of music, and it got into their head, and it got, oh my god, it got into their head, and it influenced them to do, you know, school shootings and all this other stupidity. That's what it is. It's stupidity. I don't know what person could go to sleep. I don't know what person could think straight. I'm gonna go shoot up this school, or I'm gonna go shoot up this club. Like, how can you live with yourself? Well, like, how can you live with yourself? How can you go to sleep thinking what you're gonna do like the next day? Like, you gotta be deeply rooted, influenced, like, with all this type of negative shit. Whether it could be a movie, a video game, or music. But then again, it's a lot of music, a lot of video games influence people to go do dumb shit. That's pretty much what it is, honestly. Oh man, I have a lot of teens and incels start off like this. We all know what incels is. Like, you have to do your own research, but yeah, it's just a lot of teens, you know, a lot of parenting, a lot of background, you know, factors come into play when it comes to like raising your kids right, and hoping they don't do nothing stupid like a school shooting. It just doesn't see, like, I personally, I don't see no sense in that. Honestly, that has to be one of the most stupidest things that this country ever brought upon ourselves. Even though we have the right to arms, to bear arms, but we should have limitations, because not everybody can own a gun. Just like in Miami, just like in a lot of states, people have road rage on the road. So if somebody cuts you off, you want to go shoot them. That doesn't make no sense. Like, people need self-control. Like, for real, people need self-control, honestly. Again, video games and music influence mass murders. Rappers and musicians use lyrics, and this is what influenced teens and young adults to commit these mass shootings. I mean, that's very self-explanatory. Obviously, nobody can go to a rapper and be like, yo, stop talking about gun violence, because they're not going to listen. That's what gets them paid. But I don't know. Honestly, we live in a free-for-all world. Honestly, like, people can do what the fuck they want, listen to what the fuck they want, eat whatever the fuck they want, do whatever the fuck they want, pretty much. And nobody could stop them. And like I said, a lot of self-control is needed, and a lot of mental programs need to be, you know, a lot of mental programs, buildings, and I mean, I'm lost for words, honestly. I feel like the government, they should implement a lot of mental programs into the hood. I mean, it doesn't matter. It could be to the hood, the black community, the white community. Mental health programs. It doesn't affect people of color. It doesn't affect people of non-color. It like mental health could affect everybody. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, green, purple, blue. No matter where you come from, no matter what corner of the earth you're from, no matter what country, what ethnicity, what race, mental health can influence anybody. I'm not saying, anybody could go. Well, I mean, technically anybody could go commit like a shooting or whatever, but mental health is like universal, and people need the help they are required mentally, because at some point, you could get checked out, and if they don't take you serious, it makes matters even worse, because if they don't take you serious, then eventually, your brain, your own thoughts is going to eat you up alive, and then it's going to drive you to go commit mass murder, shoot people, or do whatever. It's just really, it's stupid, but people need the help that they need, and unfortunate, it's not, well, at least not right now, but I hope in the near future everybody gets the help that they need mentally, because I'm a person, I take mental health very, very serious, and we all need the help that we need, and unfortunately right now it's not really working. The government needs to implement mental health programs everywhere. If you're going through shit, feeling suicide or whatever, you need the help, honestly. I mean, it's home of the brave, land of the free, so the government has all the power to do so, and it starts by voting and a whole bunch of stuff. So the fifth thing that I have is, again, what I just mentioned. It all boils down to mental health issues. The government nor background checks are taken serious when they are conducted on citizens of society. So, for example, I believe just recently there was a person that shot up. I don't know where or what the location, but I was reading that this person, they went to get checked out for mental health issues. It didn't raise no flags. Nobody paid attention. And I think he came out good, or I don't know if he had something in his brain. I don't know what the case might have been. I forgot. It was like a while ago. Kind of find out, he committed like murders, and it's like they even brought the proof that he went to go to check it. He checked himself in at a mental institution. It wasn't taken serious. So that's a red flag right there. Like, I feel like every mental health issue should be taken serious. I believe any psychological, mental, physical, spiritual issue should be taken serious, because it drives people to do crazy shit, and there's proof of it that we live in 2022. We're in need of mental health counseling affordable for everybody at a moment's notice. It's like I was saying, the government, they have every power, but I don't know if it doesn't benefit them, or they're too greedy or whatever, but we all need the mental health issues. I mean, we all need the mental health counseling, us talking to somebody, or a phone call or whatever. I know there's phone calls and counseling out there, but it should be taken more serious. We should have more access, or it should be more affordable or free of cost, because mental health, me, like I said, I'm a strong advocate in mental health, and it can affect anybody. It doesn't care who you are, your height, rich, poor, black, white, whatever corner of the earth you're from, whatever background, ethnicity, it could affect anybody. So I take mental health very serious. So those are my 5 points. So we're gonna go over them again. The government is to blame for gun violence. Guns don't kill people. People kill people because they know what they're doing. The government is to blame because they have all the power to change all type of rules, policies, regulations, laws and everything, but they just don't do it because they don't want to give up their seat in office, it drives people to have a lot of greed. People don't vote. You can't expect change if you don't vote. Video games and music influence a lot of the mass murders that's happening, and that's just facts. And the last one is mental health issues. We all need the help that we deserve to get, and it should be taken more serious, and we should implement it like in all communities, like everywhere, no matter where you're at. So that's my take. That's my personal opinion, perspective, thoughts, comments. some facts, some opinions about the reason why, you know, gun violence is a whole big thing. The government is to blame. That doesn't mean the government is to blame, because like I said, they have all the power to do so, but they don't take advantage. And also the people are to blame a little bit because they don't vote. And if they vote, hope, you know, the government would get better and they will see shit to realization how it is. Because at what point are we gonna keep on having these mass shootings and nothing changes? I mean, eventually something has to give. You guys understand what I'm saying? Something has to give. So yeah, those are my 5 takes on why the government is to blame for gun violence. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys have any thoughts, comments, concerns, opinions, facts, anything, leave them in the comment section below. I would love to hear them. You know, we could give each other feedback. We could talk about shit. Just let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Like I said again, comment your thoughts down below. And also subscribe to the channel. It will mean the world to me. I'll catch you guys in the next video. I don't know what my next video will be, but subscribe, click that bell, and I'll catch you guys in the next podcast video. This has been your boy Poppin' on J, PLJ Podcast. See you guys in the next video. Peace. I'm out.